The journey towards Raleigh continues on as we head into the European Rocket League Championship Series Open number 5. Welcome to the show. We've got 30 minutes of non-stop action, and by action, I mean yapping as we get you prepared for the show ahead of us for Best of 7 Series. Let's start talking about it. I'm Leaf, and alongside me, we got the boys. We got Stumpy down at the end. He's very excited to be here. Cole and Shogun. Stumpy, you're just like a dog wagging your tail.
Yeah, man, I'm hyped. We got another European weekend. Our team isn't here. NIP didn't make it. We're going to get to that. But otherwise, every other team, big major implications as we get halfway through this second load of open qualifiers.
How you feeling? Quick preempt thought, Cole, on that. We'll get into details later, but
there was a bit of pain at the end, but you can only blame yourself, Leaf. If you lose, you lose, and you got to watch on and hope that the teams you want to lose then lose. That's all they can do.
I blame the format, and I cried all night.
Shogun, how heartbroken are you? You're the
Oh, mate,
okay.
At the moment I got in here and I was just sobbing. I had to keep reminding them, obviously, that, hey, NIP lost yesterday and they should really know about that. But I feel like we experienced that together, all to differing levels of misery.
Do you want to rub it into their faces later? We can do that.
Well, we'll get there. Yeah, I'll let you know how I feel.
All right, cool. Well, as we go, but let's let you know where we are at this point, because as I said, open number 5. What does that mean? It means we're pretty close to halfway through the entire 2025 season at this point, because we only have the Open 6, 1v1 Open, and then the Raleigh Major coming up after that. Last chance qualifier to get a final couple teams in before Worlds. It is getting so close to the end here, which means there's only 2 live events left, which means only 2 chances for you to hang out and watch some Rocket League with us. So join us in Raleigh if you weren't able to join in Birmingham. And I know you guys are all familiar with Raleigh, so tell me how great it is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm sure it'll be great. You know what, Lee? I'd love to go. And unfortunately not this time round, but I'm sure everybody who is going to be going to Raleigh is going to have a nice time. I know Jorby used to live there, so it's got to be a cool place full of Jorbies. That's all I'm thinking.
That's lots of Jorbies. That's
so many Jorbies.
I don't know if we want that. Press 1 in chat if you want infinite Jorbies. But yeah, it'll be a blast regardless. It's good old Rocket League live, and it's something so different than watching on your screen. So hopefully you guys can join us and hang out in Raleigh. But as I said, we do have some talking to get through. Let's catch up with the rest of the world first, actually, and just see where they've kind of ended up as we get partway through our Raleigh split. Looking up first at North America, they played last week. Overall, how are you guys feeling about this? Because in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's probably opinions here, is that it's starting Shogi to look like a one-team region.
Well, there's a reason why it's starting to look like that, Leaf.
Yeah, why is that?
It is.
Okay.
What we had last Saturday, they had on a Sunday. 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, just everything going kind of as expected. I think what's the impressive thing here, Stumpy, is the fact that NRG are getting stronger. We don't see the teams usually have a lifespan on them, and they've gone way beyond it.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's NRG and the way that they and Sati's going to hate me for this. The way that they just sort of sit back and let NA beat itself is amazing to me. Every time that we think, okay, there's SSG coming up through, they'll see smash through Strictly Business, can they do it again? It's like, nope, NRG will just sit, they'll chill, they'll let you tucker yourselves out, young whippersnappers, and then they'll just do a really quick counterattack. You're 4-0 down. It's what NRG are doing.
I'm hoping the back of your hand feels good, because that was such a backhanded compliment. That must have hurt to actually give.
Not a compliment. I think they played
just
quite boring
backhanded.
Rocket League. But it worked. There's literally no other reason to do anything other than sit back, let them beat themselves, and then just be clearly the best team in the region.
The very exciting thing about North America right now is SSG coming through. They've been to their first final. Hopefully that's the spookedness of that gone. Next time they get there, we'll actually see the proper them in the finals, hopefully, and they can, if they'll take down the NRG, put it to a game 7.
Right. Hey, well, Stumpy, keep us going here. Let's move on to Mina. We got a few other regions to get through. How about Mina? What's going on there? Because I'm looking at the bracket, and
it went weird.
Same thing. Okay.
It went weirdly. So you're gonna have a little look at the grand finals. Cool, Falcons won. Who cares? Move on. Look at the semi-finals. The upper side of it. Twisted Minds were 3-0 up and then they ended up getting reverse swept by Group B's leader, ROC Esport, just the one esport for them. They won
Just the
4
one esport,
games
actually.
in a row on the trot, and they managed to then go through to the finals and then be the victim to Falcons. Now, if you're wondering, does that mean that ROC might be going to the major? Still very likely we're going to be seeing Twisted Minds going there, as they are on 20 points. They're 6 points clear of ROC Esports and Al-Qadsia. And then also for World Championship, of course, Twisted Minds are still the favourites to be going through to there as well. But what a shake-up not having that finals.
And looking at OCE, Shogi, what's going on over here?
Well, right now, it is chaos. The only thing we know over in OC is that Wildcard are currently the best team over there. As for the other team that they're going to be sending over to Raleigh, we just do not know. They've got so many teams over in contention. Power through to I'm Fine in the West. They've got 4 teams there between Power, Chiefs, TSM, I'm Fine in the West. All are within 6 points of each other. If you wonder who I'm Fine in the West is, it's Scrub, not the Scottish one. So they're all going to be fighting each other in that final round to try and grab that one extra spot. Every match is going to count.
To be fair, with all of the imports and players moving around, it could have been the Scottish one.
It really could have done.
It is fair to qualify that. And speaking of SSA, I'm not entirely surprised, Cole, to see this result.
Yep, up the foot for in the grand finals. They've made it to Raleigh and they've made it to the World Championship as well. Pretty much sweeping through that region and doing very well each and every week. So well done them.
That's fair. Let's pop up the who's done what now, because you just said they've qualified through, and SSA, as you said, has qualified through to Raleigh Major. Any teams you see highlighted right now are the teams that have qualified through to Raleigh. And at this point, Cole, I don't say I'm surprised by the teams that have clinched it at this point. I guess the one you'd think might be joining that would be K-Corp already.
Yeah, my eyes are immediately diverted into that top left, just waiting to see Carmine Corp go. They've changed their logo color. They're not blue anymore, right? Their logo it's white, I believe now. I think they've flip-flopped a few
Black
times.
and white.
It'll turn black and white anyway. Rather than
Shout
grey. Ooh, colourful.
Shout out, by the way, to our graphics team that found some way to get all 4 teams that are tied for that final NA spot into one part of the graphic.
Yeah, fair
It's
play.
very tightly knit.
Yeah, good call. But as we look forward past that, Worlds obviously is something that teams want to start clinching as early as possible. You're still looking at Raleigh too, but some teams have already done it. Interestingly enough, that K-Corp one, Shogi, is blue on this graph.
I know, that's wild. The fact that they are, I think, an entire event behind a lot of these teams, and they're still just this far up. They have been the team to beat, but they were the team to beat this time last year. It is all about that consistency. Very rarely have we seen a team start the season as the best and then end the season as the best. Maybe PDS a couple of years ago, but even then that was an entirely new roster by the time they made it to Worlds. So they might be having a chance here of doing something that no one else has managed to do. GT came close last year, but not quite.
Yeah, and I'd say the rest of them were not entirely unsurprising that they made to Worlds. So very exciting for them because, they can't cruise on through, but they do know at least they have that guaranteed Worlds match ahead of them. But we have to now talk about this event. What's going on here in EU Open number 5. We want to get you caught up on a couple things coming into the weekend here. So I do believe actually the two at the end there put in some work so that we don't have to do anything on the desk. We can just watch a video to get you caught up. Let's do that.
Another European Open, another French wonder kid taking the region by storm. But which un relative newbie le français shocked us with his mad skills this week? French wonder kid Free, Ninjas in Pyjamas, had already beaten Carmine Corp, GK and Gentlemates in a brutal top 32 Swiss before everything went and reset for the top 16. After a stuttering victory versus 100%, they took on KC again.
That was very nice.
Yeah, that's clean. That's clean and tidy. I want to copy that little move. That sort of let it bounce and then get some angle. Oh, ski.
Oh my word! Close series, but KC back on top. Otherwise, no surprises, as KC and Vitality qualified unbeaten, while Snip and Fast Forward joined them in the lowers. Group B's biggest match was GK knocking Dignitas to the lowers, while Gentlemates with French phenom number 491 Eugen dodged them both and sailed through in the uppers. Dig then faced JJ Rocks to reach top 8 in what could literally be described as a match of Rocket League.
Oh, double tap. Oh my. Who can get out on the right foot? That's the question. Demo. It could be awkward with the rotations, but in terms of the mechs and influencing some opportunities, there's a double commit. This is what I was talking about. We're getting too eager, too desperate, and I knew it was coming, dude.
On to Saturday, where we were super excited for 4 close series.
Oh, Jorius! There it is! Yes. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's been such a smart game from him off the ceiling. Juicy last chance has to be in. Double save Vitality. The bomb comes through.
And it's been a brutal day of Rocket League.
Is that
For the other teams, it has been a brutal day of Rocket League.
Oh, that's a shame. Dig faced GK with a chance for vengeance.
That's such a good play by Stitzy. Oh, it's an even better play now. There's apparently Jack on a delay to flip. He's going the fake.
Oh, what play.
Trouble back post. Big trouble. But no one's... Oh! Jorius. Dig 4-1.
Then Gentlemates faced Nip with a chance for top 32 Swiss vengeance.
Uh-oh, careful.
Usually
Oh,
it's there.
oh, oh.
Just bumps it into it. Takeover there is on hand.
Oh, they've got a chance now. Juicy, double tap, downwards, and in it goes!
Eugen had... oh, sorry. Eugen have played like never before to condemn Nip to only top 6. Only one non-French team remained, and they were up against one of the Frenchiest teams of all.
Dignitas have really started to put on towards them, and starting off, it's Monkering up for the double, in for the goal.
See, they're throwing themselves forward now. Apparently, Jack, 15 seconds. Where are they? Where have they gone?
He needs to steal them up as soon as he can. Eugen Babord, touch central, and Demo, a shot!
Despite the loss, Eugen and Gentlemates had done pretty bloomin' good. Still, enough about those losers. We had a grand final to play out.
Exotic, does he want in? It's Monkey Move with a double commit from Casey.
Oh!
Casey is happy to hang on. Oh, Drowley's happy
Oh,
to
he's
get
done it
free.
again.
Wow.
Carmine Corp's perfect split dream remains alive, but with Gentlemates stepping up, Vitality getting games against them, and Dig, GK and NIP scrapping it out just below, it's not going to be easy.
And, coming out of that last weekend, I want to ask, is K-Corp so far ahead? I mean, we saw Vitality starting
Yes.
to okay.
Yes, they definitely are. And
They're not unapproachably far ahead, but they're at a sprint and everyone else is sort of warming up to try and catch them, I think. It would need to be a slip on their part, I think, more than it
Right.
would be a gain on other teams' parts to kind of catch up to them, is my
Right.
vibe.
That's fair. Well, let's quickly take a glance at the bracket, I guess, coming in this weekend. We'll take a look better at it later on, too. But these are your top 8 teams coming into it. Remember, the top 4, the ones on the top there, those 4, have an extra life here. So if they do lose their matchup, they are still in it. But down below, you do not want to be losing. You got to win all the way through. And with those extra points that you can earn here, and some teams barely squeaking through for those 4th place spots, you definitely want to get your wins on this weekend, because there's only one more after that. Let's move into yesterday, though, just to see how things went. For some teams better than others. K-Corp, keeping it on them for a second here. They did what they're supposed to do here, and Ninjas Pajamas did give them a bit of a run, but we've seen that. We've seen them go to these Game 5s and Game 7s before, and right above them, Team BSK will be in the top 8 this weekend, so we'll be watching them play as well. But down to that lower side, Dignitas and Ninjas in Pajamas are the match we wanted to look at here. This is where I gave Shogi the chance to figure out if he wanted to rub it in a little bit more.
Hey.
What happened to Ninjas here?
Come on.
I don't need to say anything. Give it to them.
Hey.
We'll talk you through it. We'll talk you through it because it started off with a 6-minute overtime. And then we won, Nip won game 2, and we were like, wow, this is going really well for Nip. But you can hear from my voice that it didn't really stay on track. There was a few moments that Nip didn't take, should we say, Stumpy, where they probably should have scored.
They were open
Probably should have challenged. Probably should have challenged an opponent. Chose not to, which in hindsight, should have done that.
Well, look, in Game 4 also, NIP ended up going 3-1 up. You're going to see all 3 of NIP's goals coming in. Look at that lovely open net shot. Oh, we were on cloud 9 at this point. Another one. Don't mind if I do. No problem. There's a minute left, and NIP have the lead. Going to take us to Game 5. And then it's then 11 seconds left all of a sudden. We're saying, just hold, just chill, it's fine. They leave the net. Okay, cool. 1 goal still to take.
Watch
And
Jack.
Itachi
Watch
doesn't
Itachi.
challenge here.
Oh, you got a challenge.
Sees Jack with 100 boost and it comes towards him. 2 minutes into the overtime later, Jack obviously scores the top corner. NIP are out. And not only is that devastating for NIP fans, that is massive for the Major and Worlds.
Yeah.
Because now, NIP, after Dignitas obviously went to the Birmingham Major and they didn't because of GK's Wonder Run, they are massively ahead in terms of those Worlds points, of the overall season points. And then when you look towards Raleigh, Dignitas, they're just going to keep playing at this point, essentially. They're likely to beat Caliente later. That's going to get them even more points on top of NIP, and they're going to secure themselves more and more in that top 4. So, yeah, NIP looking towards the LCQ, maybe. Cole is kind of thinking for World.
That's going to be the final hope. What I would say, though, is the real losers from yesterday are we, the viewers, because there will be no Roadhog today. Unless, like, apparently Jack is like, do you know what? I've beaten Itachi. I'll be the Roadhogger today. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Bunch of Fennecs. Woo!
Okay,
have fun.
wait.
Well done.
Quick, tell me that. Okay, so if they don't have a miracle run next time, thumbs up or down, yay, nay. Does Ninjas in Pajamas make a roster move before LCQ?
I'm doubling down. Absolutely not. They should not do it. Because who do you take? There's no one else to take. Everyone else.
You have to be the first one to make the move, wouldn't you? Otherwise, everyone else is going to get... They might get caught up in like the sweep of it all, where maybe a player gets off a good spot and then they are forced to move, but
I think on
can't see them going out of their way to do it.
On current form, the only one who'd be poached would be Nas. But like when Nas plays well enough, Nip can beat your KCs. They can beat your Vitalities. So like I don't see, as Stumpy says, any move being more than a sideways move. But they've got a bit of a hoodoo they need to get over.
Well, let's take a look at B now, because there were 2 groups that played yesterday, and as far as this one, as far as this one went,
say that, yeah.
do we? Is there anything that stands out to anybody here? I mean, I feel like we got results we potentially...
I think the only thing that stands out here is that we can now confirm Gentlemates aren't just like having the honeymoon period of that first week with the roster move. They are actually that good. It's a good win to go and get against GK. Made it very difficult for themselves against ATM, but it looks like ATM made themselves very difficult against everybody yesterday. So
ATM played well.
Decent scalp
They
to
were a good
get.
team.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, let's take a look at the major points again here, just to remind you what's going on. As of stakes right now, again, it really is just race to that top 4, making sure you can garner as much as possible. Cole, what was that for?
No, that was me, Sai.
Oh, that was
Sorry.
Stumpy,
It's NIP in 6th with 8 points. For that team is silly. No offense to Forward, no offense to BSK. Why on earth are they with them? Like, they should be up near, like, Dignitases and stuff, but 4 points behind. Dig done a stunning job. Dig have done wonderfully well to continue their way through. They did better on the day, ultimately. So, yeah, if they go to the Major, absolutely deserving team.
And just so you have them on your screen, before we move on real quick, here's season points as well. Again, pretty far ahead gap there for K-Corp. No big surprise. Vitality doing what they do. We know they're the second best in this region. It really is that battle for the rest of those teams here. But we do have to move on because we have coming up next our progressive top plays from the groups. So why don't we start rolling those top 5 this time around? Shogi, give us the first.
Yep, let's start off with this one with a nice little ceiling shot, shall we? Juicy really stepping up for his team when they needed him. Right over the top, there's the double. Nobody was going to get to him. And if you don't challenge somebody like this, well, you're going to see exactly what they can do to you. Is anyone going? Is anyone going? All right, well, I guess I'll just have that.
Always exciting. And number save. We don't... one, then the second, and keeps his wherewithal as well to go forward and get the clearance into the corner, but this is the better angle that shows it better. Bang, reflex, bang, improvisation, and then bang, knowledge to get that one to safety.
Well, from a team we don't normally see in top plays to a team that we always see in the top plays, Atto finds Vatira. Rosie tries to challenge it with a touch off the ceiling, and then using every single little old dropper boost that he has off the pre-jump, he can take it straight back down and then tap it back behind at the keeper. Beautiful play from the boys.
That's so sick.
There we have it. Back to me. I haven't spoken about Zen being amazing for about 5 minutes, so let's see Zen being amazing. The ball gets deflected there by the demo, but no worries. Onto the ceiling. Flip reset. Simple enough. He makes it look so easy. He's only got about 50 boost as well. And yeah, it's not a problem at all. So yeah, happy days.
Love his detours. Just
Yeah,
to show what he can do.
But over in number 1, it's a bit of a different name actually for once. We've got Charlie B over for Caliente. I said that they did a good job yesterday. This is why. Because you've got to be precise and to the point when you've got a chance. And very often we see teams like this playing so defensive. Look at it. No, I'm going forward. I'm stealing your boost. I'm going to be an option. And you know what? I'm just going to slot this. You don't stand a chance.
Love it. Hey, well, I want to try something new today. We're gonna play a little game. We don't have a lot of time here, so we're gonna have to crush through this one. But I thought of something called "You Made This, I Made This." I have captured, Shogun, a few opinions from these two. Just threw a ball at them and they're mine now. I got these opinions from them. Shogun,
Okay.
I'm going to read one out.
Yep.
You don't know whose opinion it is.
No, I will.
One of them will have to defend the opinion. The other is going to be a thief and try to convince you it's their opinion. After
Okay.
30 seconds of grilling them, you will have to decide whose opinion
need that.
it actually was. If you get
Okay.
it right, you and that defender
You,
get
you
a point.
seem to think I don't know my boys. All right, this is going to be
All right, well,
the
I
love your
easiest
confidence, but I
time
don't
I've
trust
ever
it.
had in my life.
But if the thief gets that pick, then
Okay,
they
so
get 2
asking,
points.
did you say this is completely pointless then?
You cannot ask them if they did this. No, you cannot
All right.
be straight up. about
But you
it. So-
can.
I can.
I guess, but they can't.
Say yes.
Let's just
Find
cruise
out how
through the
bad
segment if you
face
want to
is.
do that. Then.
Did you say it?
All right, let's do this. We got a few to get through. Let's start off with number one. When I say this, you got 30 seconds. The first one is ninjas in pajamas can blame the bracket more than they can blame themselves. You got 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1.
Right, well, who should they avoided then? Cole, who shouldn't have they played because of the bracket?
That's a very good question, Shogun. I mean, I think with Ninjas in Pajamas, they've
Don't care
constantly gone
anymore.
against Carmine
Stumpy.
Corpse.
Okay,
Which
mate.
team is not better than them?
Which team is not better than them?
You want
Yeah,
about?
which team?
I'm going to
which
say
team do they
Carmine Corp. I'm going to say Vitality. I'm going to say Dignitas. I'm going to say GK. They can absolutely
Okay.
be on top, and they should be on
See,
top.
this one I already know. All right, I don't need these last 5 seconds. But,
Okay, who
Cole,
is
how's your day?
Not too bad. Yeah, good. Thanks for asking.
Liar.
What? What? Yeah, you're right.
No, this was Stumpy.
Your days
This
are
was
never
Stumpy
good.
the whole
That's
way.
right. It was Stumpy. So hey, you get a point, and so does
Yippee.
Shogun. Cool. You're gonna have to catch
Good.
up here.
Yeah, true. I'm
hopefully
too
you can
honest.
get some maybe steals in.
I mean, I did say earlier specifically they can only blame themselves on the
All right, let's get to number 2 here. Let's get it on the board. K-Corp, get the perfect split, but don't win Worlds. Shogun, you have 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1.
Stumpy, who beats them at Worlds?
I think genuinely, probably NRG start to just take on teams, and they can be that defensive team, and eventually wear them down like they have done to all of North America.
This is already over. Cole, there's no way Stumpy has picked a team to beat them at Worlds.
Why?
Cole, which team's going to beat them at Worlds?
NRG, I think, defensively,
Oh,
Carmine Corp won't be able to get them over in front of the French crowd. It's just got to be NRG.
It's Cole's. It's Cole's every day.
This is Cole's absolutely correct. Another point.
You could have turned around and said Power were going to beat them at Worlds, and I might have actually thought it was you. Picking NRG, you were never going to do that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let's get to
Maybe.
number 3. I want to get through
happen
these. So let's go to number 3. Lyon will be better than Dusseldorf. You got 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay. What part, Cole, is going to be better?
The crowd are going to be even more organized than we had in Düsseldorf. There's going to be more ultras, more noise, more chanting.
God, this is difficult because I actually agree with this one entirely. So I'm actually more curious who thinks Dusseldorf's going to be the better one of the two. Stumpy, is it crowd or gameplay that's going to be better?
Honestly, I think both. Crowd is going to be a huge factor for gameplay. We've only got better.
Can I have one more? Leaf, who do you
No,
think
no,
it is?
no, time's up, Mr.
I know who
Confident.
it is.
Mr. Confident.
This could be a
I
steal
swear
away.
you both think this. I'll go Cole.
You're gonna go Cole on this one.
Yeah.
You want to change your mind,
The
Shogun?
answer,
No,
You
I'm
could change your
pretty
mind.
certain.
the person that gave it to me was Stumpy.
Wait,
Does Cole
no, that's
not
good for
think
me.
this?
That's good for me, Stumpy.
Oh, it's bad for me. No.
No, for you.
Okay, well, I'm happy that Shogun got tricked. I'll take that.
Okay, yeah.
That's good. Okay, well let's get to one more here. I don't know which one they have loaded in, so I'll let them put it on the board first.
Okay.
There it is. Okay. GK, make Raleigh Major over the mates. You have 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1.
Cole, why do you hate Eugen?
Why do I hate Eugen? Because he's had one very, very good performance. But I think that even though they won 2 Game 5 overtimes yesterday, I'm still just a little bit, when they dip, I think there's a solid dip there for them.
Okay, Stumpy, when this is right, will you tweet at gentlemates, ha, told you?
I think I'm going to have to be completely honest. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll weaponize how many people like my tweets. Also, I hate Eugen.
It's difficult. All right, so we know they both hate Eugen. I'm gonna have to go with Cole though, because he sounded like he was very convinced that he hates Eugen. Like he was
Apparently, I
mean to
really
him.
despise the man. Sorry, Eugen.
You going with Cole?
Yeah, I'm going Cole.
Then you've got it correct.
All right, I'll
It
take
was
3
Cole's
out
turn.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be
But
another
Cole-
GK Wonder run. I'm ready for it.
Cole
Have I won it? in
walks
the end?
away with 4 points. Big dubs.
Cole wins a game.
Fair enough.
All right, that's it. We
winner.
got to remind you guys that we do have another broadcast that you can tune into to watch the crowd cam. If you want a different perspective of the broadcast, make sure that you go look at the crowd cam. It's from the side. It's this view right here. And it's kind of cool to be able to see the wider rotations and setups that teams have. I think it's good to have in addition to that small micro movements you get to see on the main broadcast here with the player focused cam. So have that up in a second tab. Really cool perspective to have. Also looking at the prize pool here, a reminder, I've said it a few times, more points for winning and getting into those top 4s now. So you want to get through this bracket as far as possible. And of course, dollar bills. Looking at the bracket one more time before we get into it, 8 teams. We're going to eliminate a few. Well, almost all of them. Only one team gets to walk away at the end of it, declared the victor, and every team has their eyes set on K-Corp. We'll see what happens. The schedule, only 4 matches today. It is best of 7s across the board in this bracket. So the question is, are we going to get another 16-0 day? We did it last week, guys. Are we going to get another one? Because this is a bracket
Surely
I can see
not.
it happening.
I can see it happening though. I really can.
Yeah, but it's because we can see it happening that surely it doesn't. It usually just turns up out of nowhere.
Well, the first one up is GK versus Forward. And the question is, which way would it go then for these guys? I mean, GK, right? Is it fast forward? I don't even know.
No, sorry, that was so rude of me. I just parroted you. It's like whenever you say orange, and we go orange back here.
Dignitas.
When do I say orange?
You say orange. Or when Americans say caramel. You know, it's one of them. It's one of them.
You guys say garage.
Yeah, we do say garage. But I think, you know what, that GK are going to be coming out of their garage nice and quickly. Full acceleration. The door's not even going to open before the time that they leave it. Forward, I think they're going to be new to these spaces, even if, you know, these players aren't necessarily new up here. And GK, my goodness gracious, they have had a Wonder Run in them, and they don't necessarily need it yet, which makes me think that it's going to be just a little bit more comfortable for them, which could, I suppose, you know, work one of 2 ways. They could then be thinking, oh, okay, we don't need to worry just yet, or they could think, let's not leave it till the last minute again.
Yeah, we know that GK have got an incredibly high ceiling. We've seen it before. And I think they're sort of slowly coming to the boil so far in this split number 2. It's why I'm backing them to pip poor old Gentlemates to the major again. Also, if they win this one and Gentlemates lose against Carmine Corp, they will face them in the, the lower bracket quarterfinals as well. So, Gentlemates might be having a little peering eye over this one to see how GK play against Fast Forward. But yeah, Shogi, I just think it's a difference in skill ceiling in this matchup.
It feels weird, doesn't it? I can't remember the last time I saw a Joyo team that wasn't on a knife's edge with how their season is going. It's kind of just relaxed, you know, go in. Yeah, surely. I mean, they came in, won an entire regional, and then we're just like, okay, we're going to relax from here on out. The season's been corrected. We're delivering the performances that we feel like we should. This is a performance that they should win. But history of this squad also says that they might just throw it away and then be like, okay, let's go and scramble to get this all done at the last moment again.
I mean, the thing is with Forward... Oh, sorry, Leaf. No, you go ahead.
I do have one thing I have to do, and it's let people know that the progressive fan vote is up. Hashtag GK and hashtag Forward. Now, Stumpy, you can continue.
There you go, progressive. Hope you're happy. So Forward, they have made it here before, and they have had a huge turn-up since the Birmingham qualifiers. They got to the lower bracket round 1 previously, and of course, they ended up losing to Dignitas in our 4-0 day, where every single team ended up losing 4-0. I can kind of maybe see that happening again today, as they come in again as the underdogs, but I think GK are a more favourable team for them to face. So, yeah, it's not like they're new here necessarily, as I said earlier.
It's going to be a very open game. That's what you can always guarantee when you've got GK on the other side. You are going to have a chance to play your style of Rocket League because they don't go out of their way to shut it down. They want to play their own. So if Forward are on form today and can play well mechanically, they could surprise us, but we'll see.
That's a tough one. GK, again, we've seen them falter before. The question is, do we see them do it today? I already kind of indicated if there's going to be a 4-0 on this and we're getting to 16-0 day, GK is the team coming out on top. I know I'm going with that. I'm assuming everyone else has GK. Raise your
I
hand
think
for it.
put him up. Put him up. Everybody. Yeah, it's 4-0 on the desk.
Come on, Jeets.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go anywhere. Then I see a lot of GKs coming out in chat too, a couple forward fans, but it really could happen. This could be a devastating day for GK. I don't know if I'll see it though. Are we getting, Evil Arc Joyo today or not? I expect overall though that floor should just be a little bit higher, Cole. I feel like if there is anything from forward, it's a game, maybe two.
I mean, what we do have to remember, though, is that Forward got here through beating Dimitas 3-1 yesterday. So I think that GK will win, especially in a best of 7, but let's not all assume this will be easy for them.
Oh, no, they're assuming this is going to be easy for them.
That's harsh.
That's one of the highest I've seen.
I think it's about fair, to be fair, but, you know.
But we don't usually see these numbers without it being like a massive fan base behind them, like a KC or a Maids. I don't see.
Yeah, I said I saw a few forwards. I was.
Would you see
maybe
like
should have said
4?
couple. Yeah, because there's not a lot. A lot of people for GK. We're for GK. Is GK for GK? We find out by playing the matchup. Will they be able to take a dub here? Best of 7 forward. They want to get the win. Show us what you got, GK. Can you do it?
And welcome to the European RLCS EU Open number 5, Game 1, presented by Progressive. My name is Gibbs, and we're here, Cole, with Forward, who has back-to-back top 8s. Got to put some respect to their name, versus heavy favorites in GK.
Yeah, exactly. 3 players who've been in and around the RLCS for a very long time now. Mike Boy, you can't mention his name without talking about those Carmine Corp dominations last season with Star. But then Ground is qualified a bunch of times, HB as well. And as you say, Gibbs, it's the team that are stepping up and got that huge win yesterday against Dimitas. That was not by luck.
And that's also where they finished last time around in the top 8. They lost to Dig 4-0. They came out 2 weeks later and beat them 3-1. So Forward is obviously improving throughout. We'll see what GK can do. But GK, like in the top 32 round, huge props to them. They took down K-Corp to go 3-0 as well. So GK, like also looking very hot. But both these teams are sitting outside the top 4 right now in major points. So they both desperately want these 2 points.
Yeah, GK versus General Mace, I think, is going to be a story that's going to be brewing until the end of this split. Heading over to Raleigh, but let's talk about that in a second, because Edgeby has opened things up for Forward, and he made it look pretty easy, Gibbs.
This was interesting. Edgeby going up. Oli's just sitting on the back wall. I guess he expected Archie to get a challenge there and actually get a piece of it, so Oli just never leaves off that back wall, and it's just a wide open net. And here we go, Forward. I'm going to say, Cole, for today, we're only going to see one sweep, and this series is not going to be one.
Okay, interesting. Well, we'll see if Gibbs is correct there. Everybody, place your predictions in chat if you think we'll see one or more sweeps, and if this one will be one. Certainly so far from what we've seen from Forward, GK aren't going to have it their own way, despite 90% of our viewership suspecting that they will take this one. It's got to be said, it was pretty poor defending there between Archie and Oli. Not a team that's known for its defensive prowess, GK. In fact, a team that is expected to just chuck everything at the opposition and do their best work, as we saw in Open number 3. When they are full throttle. So far, starting off in this one a little bit laggy, a little bit slow.
Yes,
Forward
very
going to be
slow.
up in the pace of their own. Oh, it could be 2.
Oh, we see that's 2 goals right there. Growly comes out. He's the new addition on Forward as well. You got to give him props. Split 1, we saw Forward. They won 3 total games in the main events between all 3 regionals. And now they've obviously already won 4 matches to make back-to-back top 8s. A lot of that is to do with Growly, the new addition on this team, getting the 2-0 lead early here. But we've seen multiple times already. We know GK, they love their space. They want to clip. We know Joyo loves to clip. But Edgeby's been in his space in back-to-back plays, winning the speed game. So we'll see if that continues here.
We do have from GK, though, the ace up the sleeve, which is Oli, who might switch to that Batmobile at some point. When I moaned on the pre-show about the lack of Itachi meaning the lack of interest in cars, I did forget that Oli, of course, has offered us the Batmobile a few times in recent times. He seems to have switched back to the Fennec for now. That might change if Forward keep playing the way they've been playing in game number 1. It could be 3 here. HB's coming in almost there, just over the top. We'll get the 100, though. They're having a lot of the boost right now, Forward. And GK is struggling to break out their own half. Scrady puts it into the corner, Joya puts it sideways, and finally, we can go into orange territory.
And this is good for forward, but at the same time, Edgeby had a wide open net there. They were just giving him that top corner shot, and he just misses it. When you're the underdog, you kind of want those, but he makes up for it here, just dribbling down the side and getting the flick top left. And again, one little flick there, he gets the mid-boost spawn and then flicks it over both defenders to get a 3-0 lead for forward.
I mean, I'm pretty sure right now that Forward have got the stream open. Edgeby was saying, wait a sec, did Gibbs say that I didn't get it top corner? Let me show you how it's done, Gibbs. You know, it's all good, says Edgeby. Lovely flick. They're certainly showing composure. The worry for Forward right now is that this first game will be a little bit too easy, and they'll start to back themselves a little bit in this one. I want to get overconfident, because that could be 4. It's going to be 4 for Forward, and it's just too easy.
And Edgeby just throws this high. I thought this would be saved. I thought there was enough space for the defender. Who was this one? It was Joyo trying to pinch it off the crossbar. Doesn't get it done. And we talked about Forward last time in the top 8. Maybe there was some nerves, you know, haven't been there in a long time. And they get 4-0'd, but they're coming out red hot so far.
They're desperate for that game at least, and certainly showing that they are more than good enough for it. Edgeby, a hat trick already, 3 minutes into proceedings. He'd have taken that if offered before the start of this series. And now here's Mike Boy, the solid backbone of the team. Edgeby in the corner slows things down. Really liking, apart from the goals, what I'm seeing from Edgeby, showing a lot of composure right here against GK.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Like, the defense is looking fantastic when they need to, just small touches to one another, but a lot of it's been spent on the offensive side or the counterattacks. We see one thing, though, the demo game coming out by GK that could result in a play here or there. Probably not like in this game, because this game has gotten away from them. But one thing to note is Forward does not demo at all. Dead last in demos. Of course, I cast a person, then we get a great bump there by Forward to secure a goal. No, Archie making a great save there, but Forward isn't a physical team. They were 13th in the regional last time, dead last now in demos per game so far. So don't expect them to get too physical. They're gonna play a calm, like midfield game, going for passes. And again, I cast a curse because 2 players go for the bump on the goalie. Never mind, I take back everything I said, Cole.
No, but listen, Gibbs, what you said was I don't go for demos. And on both of those very demoable opportunities, one they went for the bump, the second time they both just nudged the goalkeeper. It was, hey, get out of the way, bro, it's all good, we're all friends, but if you could just not save the ball, that'd be ideal. So, guys, can we show him some respect? He has nailed that call.
There is absolutely one thing I know, and that is Forward is definitely watching our cast. They're hearing everything I say, and they're just like, no, Gibbs, we are going to do exactly what you say the opposite of. Right here, we see a quick goal by Oli. GK, they're down 4 now. Maybe they have a chance in this final minute. Like, Archie throws it wide, but it works out. The defender tries to make the save. And GK, they're really just trying to build up confidence going into game 2.
Gibbs, you are Captain Cast a Curse. Give us something that's going to happen, or something that's not going to happen in the next 10 seconds, quick.
GK is not going to score.
Oh,
that was close. That was close. That was close.
There's where to go.
Joyo, though?
That's it. I respect the effort. I mean, Joyo's trying to make something from this game. GK will know that this first one is gone, but if they can just get themselves a couple of goals, just to clear some nerves and settle themselves down. They are, of course, in their team, what was it, like team boot camp, where so much good work is done in Rocket League, and I'm sure they'll be looking to each other, and some high fives will be coming out as these couple of goals will get them on their way. And what a goal explosion that was as well, the Aquarium. That was beautiful.
Yeah, GK, they do score. It was a little bit after the Cast a Curse time, but I will credit them anyway. A kickoff, though.
That
they almost had it.
Yeah, what a
GK is finding something. They're definitely finding some offense now. This is what you want to see. Even though you're down 5, you want to keep attacking. Here's another goal by GK. 3 in the last half minute of play. Can they do the impossible?
If they make this comeback, they were 5 goals down with less than a minute left, was it? Suddenly, it's 2 goals down in 23. One more kickoff play, and suddenly game 1 becomes attainable. Can they do it? Joyo goes through. Archie's got a chance to shoot. Archie does shoot. Oh, it's saved by Edgeby. Oli's coming in, another chance. Oli takes it, Gibbs. 5-4. Yeah? What?
This day is already more entertaining than the last time we played on a Saturday. This game is phenomenal. GK somehow is getting all the kickoff strats working in the final minute of play. Let's see another one.
Come on, here we go. No offense, Forward. I do want to see this comeback. I've never seen a 5-goal comeback at RLCS level. Oli's going for the bump on Edgeby. Archie has a chance here. This is very real. Growly has to keep his composure. Joyo is up. 30 boost left, gets the pre-flip into it. The flip resets a decent one. Only's got no boost, just has to watch edge B. Ball's going to drop. Is anyone underneath it? Archie towards Joyo. I don't think he's going to get there in time. Forward say, GG, ZZ. Go next.
Wow. This is interesting, because Forward wins the game, and all the momentum is with GK right
Yeah,
now.
who's
It
happier right
feels
now?
like after 4 goals in the final minute of play to almost make this a game, they have to be kicking themselves about a few of those goals earlier on, because they could have absolutely won this game. But Forward has to be happy, right? They got the monkey off their back. They get their win through top 8, where last time around they got 4-0'd by Dignitas, and it was a very boring day to cross the board. But Forward's coming out and saying, we want to make it boring, but the opposite way and get our own 4-0. They begin with Edgeby making some great plays on the offensive side, and some maybe bad defensive plays by GK, but we see their offense though, Cole. Like for GK, when they get going, they can put up numbers, and we saw it in that final minute.
And there's a big lesson there for all my ranked teammates. 5-0 down, and they still didn't make the comeback. They should have forfeited after 1-0. My ranked teammates are correct. So, yeah, don't bother trying to make a comeback, everybody. That's what we have learned. Hello, Gibbs. How are you? It's the first time I've seen your face
I'm
all day.
great. I'm great. We're back in Europe, and it's great to see. We'll see how this day goes. I know a lot of people saying it's going to be a very boring day. I saw some people saying, like, their AI ratings were, it was 90% favorites every single time. So we'll see if that continues. But Forward, big underdogs, there to get the game 1 win. So looking like it's going to be a bit interesting today.
Okay, well, let's see if GK can continue their run of goals. They got 4 or so in the last 30 seconds there. Are they going to keep up that run rate? I presume not, because it's a brand new game here on Forbidden Temple. But it is Forward that have this slender lead. And it is a lot of pressure then swings back towards them. They had such a good start to game number 1. It was almost theirs from a minute and a half, 2 minutes in. Now they're going to have to do it all over again and show they're not just one-game wonders, and first of one-game wonders as well, first half of one game.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this momentum plays out early on. Don't want to make a big misplay on defense and kill all that momentum that you got. Like, if you are a GK, even though that you lost that first game, so. But Forward has to be happy about this. They feel like they can compete versus these guys. They're only 4 points out of a top 4 major spot right now, so they desperately want these 2 points.
Ironically, they'll be looking at GK's run from the first set of opens for some inspiration, but for now, they're going to have to do some defending, and against Archie, they're not going to be able to do it.
And this is the one thing you don't want to do on defense is be flat-footed. We see Mike Boy and Growly both go up on the back wall. As soon as that happens, the infield pass option is there, and GK makes them pay for the miscommunication on defense.
That's now 5 goals in a row for GK and a kickoff fake. It must be 6. It is 6. Honestly, GK, I think, have the most expansive kickoff repertoire.
And that is the disadvantage of when you are the kickoff specialist. Every time a goal is scored, you're like, we're back to an advantage for GK, while Forward is trying to guess what kickoff's about to come. This time, they try for the fake, but GK outsmarts them and gets a free goal.
Do they just have like a wheel and they spin it? It's like, okay, we're going for the bot shot kickoff this time. Right, we're going to go for the Spanish. Right, we're going to go for the fake. Or is there someone calling these? I would love to know. Hopefully a question if GK do win, but Leaf can answer a little bit later on in the interview, because I am curious how they pick these up. They do seem to keep them coming. Now 2-0 to GK. And Forward are going to have to show how they can come back from behind. Are they able to? So far, not so well, because Archie has got the archiest hat-trick I think I've ever seen, Gibbs. 3 tap-ins. See you later. I'll take my 3.
And Archie is leading everyone in goals per game, or at least in Regional 1. He's number 3 so far in Regional 2. So this is how he scores goals. It's like cleanup crew, some counterattacks, some wide open nets, but he'll take them every day of the week.
What are we going to see this time? Just the default kickoff. Archie close cheat. Crowley wins it, but Archie gets himself in the way. Mike Boy has a chance, but no boost to use. And GK coming forward again. You know, even when Fast Forward have a little bit of possession from the kickoff, GK are more than adept enough to deal with that situation. Joyo needs Mike Boy to hit this one. And this is the big question for me, is which of these Fast Forward players is the one that they're going to turn to in these situations? Right, guys, we need a goal. We need a bit of inspiration. Who is the one that steps up?
I feel like it's going to be the new addition. You got to talk about Growly. He's the one who's going to pressure the most on the offensive side. He's, like, I think top 5 in position in upfield. Great infield pass here. Out to Mike Boy. And this time, it's not a cash or curse. Growly makes the play while he's upfield to make that infield pass happen. And Mike Boy secures the bottom right shot. So that's what you expect. Growly to be upfield, to make the plays begin. He might not be the one who finishes them, but he'll be the playmaker, and we saw it right there.
So far, so good in that sense. In the last 30 seconds or so for the comeback to be on, Mike Boy has another go. We've already seen from GK that goals can come in flurries in this series. Certainly a high-scoring one so far. That's 13 goals already, and Joyo, not his most freestyliest finish, but I think he will take the simple finish himself. And it was Growly you were talking about, Gibbs. Overcommitted there, got dunked.
Yeah.
Joyo says thank you very much.
That's 2 goals where the third man kind of just moves up a little bit too far. When you know that you have 2 players upfield, you have to be very careful with any type of 50-50 challenge. You generally don't want to take them, like if you don't have to, like as the third man. It's happened twice now where it's just a wide open net. And when you're the underdog, you can't give the favorite easy goals. You have to make them work for all of them. And right now, GK is making them look easy. Archie with a great double tap. Mike Boy with the big save though, with Oli trying to dunk over him. So great play there to keep it within 3.
I mean, it's funny you say about easy goals, because the goals that have been scored so far might be another one for Mike Boy. It's just simple plays, really.
Yeah.
No one's doing anything too much. Occasionally a player gets either dunked or beaten to the ball. Look at Oli here, completely beaten. And that means that, who was it in net still? Joyo had pretty much no chance there, as long as Mike Boy picks his spot right, which he did. So it's not too much work being done for all these finishes.
Yeah, it seems like the challenge game's a little bit off by both teams, like either with forward going for that 50-50 as third man, or just speed of forward kind of outclassing a GK, but Joyo doing it all himself with the flip reset. Top bar doesn't even touch it, doing it cross coast, map to map. Look at him go. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is the cleanest end-to-end air dribble flip reset you will ever see. Diaz, eat your heart out, because that one went just under the crossbar as well. Beautiful from Joyo. Just almost saying these goals ain't good enough. Again, they're listening to the commentary. Joyo's like, wait a minute, I'm a former freestyler. I'm the one who's got the goals in me. And he's got gold in him now as well.
GK is one of those teams that you expect every top 5 they'll have a play in there, and Joyo probably just got one there.
Yes.
So we'll see if more of those happen throughout this match. It is a long match, and it looks like we will be tied up 1-1. We'll see if Forward can put on a little bit of comeback.
You're more confident about that than I am right now, Gibbs. They're time for 5 more goals in this game, and I cannot tell you which way they will go. Maybe at 7-2, I'll start to believe this is definitely GK's. Even the next goal going their way, I won't necessarily believe, because even that could have flown in. Not sure the third man for either team cares too much about defending, but here comes Joe on the attack, where GK want to be. Oh, she's just going to wait, actually, so a little bit of defending. And it's the correct decision from him. Good win there against HB. Anyone following up for them? Growly misses. It's a bit of a messy series. It's a fun match, though.
I mean, when it's high scoring, it's normally a little bit messy. It's a little more fun for the casual viewer, though, because everyone wants to see some goals. But
we do.
Definitely the first 2 games right here. Archie puts in another one. Definitely a bit messy on both sides, but forward, it's starting to look a little bit worse for them. Like HB, 0 boost. He's on the back wall. He has to drive across net. Like at that point, he can't challenge that. He's got no boost in the tank. There's no point of trying for that. Just got to hope for a desperation play on the goal line. So a little bit again, communication on defense by both teams throughout these first 2 games. We'll see if they clean it up for the rest of the match.
I mean, I feel like somewhere statisticians' ears are just perking up, because that was 9 goals in the first game, already 8 in this one. So in the first 2, that's 17 goals in a best of 7. You know, early days, of course, but could be some records that are going to be tumbling in this one. It's looking like it could happen. Well, I would be so sad if next game was a nervy 0-0 nail biter. I want to see him keep it coming. All 7.
Just keep putting them up. I want to see double digits by one of these teams at some point, right? You know, why not? But just keep the offense
even
going.
Even both. A nice 6-4. I think we're due that, aren't we?
Okay.
Well, this one is now over. I think we can officially say that GK will take this second game, even if Forward can get themselves 1 more goal. And to be fair, they're pressuring all the way to the end. But again, they're looking relatively comfortable. You know, they lost the game 6-2, but I feel like they're playing as if they're having a good time, which they're not playing scared, which I respect, but they might be about to concede another. Mate, I'm telling you, there's records to be tumbling here.
The one thing I need to see from Forward right now is these midfield challenges. I felt like game 1, they were doing a great job of that for the first 4 minutes of play. to keep the back foot for GK to just have to be on their side of the field, which GK does not like to be. They'd rather be on offense all the time. But it just seems like the challenge game has kind of dwindled down. When they have two members on defense, they're miscommunicating. They both want to make that same play where they'll both go on the back wall, or the player with zero boosts is on the back wall, can't do much. So forward's got to clean up the defensive side, obviously, like as we see with this high-scoring match. And from that